Hello from Seoul. I totally understand you don't want to put too much time and effort into making weeknight dinner, but at the same time, you don't want to spend your hard-earned money at a takeout restaurant because it's getting more and more expensive. So for those of you, I brought this. All you need for this fantastic beef stir fry is only 15 minutes and a couple of bucks. Today, we're gonna be making black pepper beef, one of the most popular beef stir fries of all time. If you thought this was a dish that you could only get from a restaurant or takeout, that's not true at all. It only requires simple ingredients and it's really easy to make. So once you try it at home, you might regret spending so much money on takeout. So please give this a try. You will absolutely love it. For this, you will need some beef, garlic, ginger, onion, black pepper, and green onion. Actually, green onions are not typically used in this dish, but you know, this is my version. How could I skip these bad boys? You guys also don't want that, right? So bring 1 or 2 green onions here. As always, that will make our dish 10 times better. Alright, let's prep the beef first. Cut 500 grams of beef into bite-sized pieces and make sure you cut against the grain. Here, I'm using chuck flap tail, but you can't really use any cut you like. Even a cheap cut of beef will also work great in this recipe because we'll be tenderizing it later. Alright, place the beef in a mixing bowl. And then to that, add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of Shaoxing wine or any cooking wine, half a teaspoon of white pepper, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 tablespoon of neutral oil, and give it a good massage. Here, just like magic, the baking soda will break down the meat fibers and make it really tender. So once you have a bite, you'll be so satisfied. Alright, let's pop it in the fridge and prep the vegetables. First, thinly slice 1 green onion. Today, we'll be using all of these to make aromatic oil, so you don't have to separate the whites and greens. Next, smash 3 cloves of garlic and finely chop them. Once that's done, grate a small knob of ginger. About 2 teaspoons would be enough. Here, you could also chop it up with a knife. But if you have someone who hates ginger and she accidentally gets a big chunk of ginger, that could be a disaster. But if you grate it like this, your dish will become just lovely and fragrant, which means you're not gonna be in danger. So I highly recommend using a microplane. For information, it's not my story. This time, cut half an onion into bite-sized pieces. If you wanna make it a little bit more colorful, using a red onion can be a good option too. Lastly, take 2 bell peppers and cut them into bite-sized pieces. I've got green and red here, but you're welcome to use more colors, like yellow or orange. Trust me, that's gonna make it more fancy. Alright, before we start cooking, let's make the sauce. In a small container, add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, half a teaspoon of dark soy sauce, half a tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of Shaoxing wine, 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon powder, 5 tablespoons of water, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and give it a good mix. For information, we have all the instructions and a list of ingredients on our blog, aaronandclaire.com. So please visit here if you need a written recipe. Alright, it's cooking time. Get yourself a wok or pan. Add 1 tablespoon of oil and heat it over high heat. Once it gets nice and hot, add the marinated beef, spread it out, and let it sear for about 1 minute. Here, we want to get a nice caramelization on the beef because that's what gives it so much flavor. So to make that happen, make sure your pan is really hot when you add in your beef. That's the key. Once the beef is nicely browned on the bottom, flip and sear the other side for about a minute or 2. It doesn't need to be cooked through because it's gonna cook a little more with the sauce. Once the beef is nicely browned on both sides, remove it from the wok and set that aside. Now to the same wok, add 1 tablespoon of oil and heat it over high heat. Once it gets nice and hot, throw in your onions, spread them out, and cook until nice and charred. It's gonna take about 1 minute. Once that's done, throw in your green onions, garlic, ginger, and saute those for about 30 seconds. Once they smell real nice, add the bell peppers and stir fry them for about a minute or two. Bell peppers contains a lot of moisture, so we need to cook them really fast over high heat so that they don't lose their beautiful crunchy texture. Now some of you might ask, Aaron, why do we cook the veggies separately? Couldn't we just stir fry them with the beef? Good question. But adding the vegetables to the beef will lower the temperature of the wok, so the vegetables are more likely to get mushy and the beef can get that nice caramelization. So if you don't want to end up with something with chewy beef and full of vegetables that looks super tired, like me on a Friday night, please cook them separately, like this. What? You wanna know this kind of tip more and more? I'm so glad you brought that up, because everything you need is in this one book. Trust me, with this one book, you can cook more than 100 Korean dishes like a pro, so don't forget to check it out. The link is in the description. Once the bell peppers are cooked but still have some crunch, add the beef, sauce, and toast them together for about 1 minute. When the sauce has thickened and everybody is beautifully coated, turn the heat off. And then to that, add 1 teaspoon of toasted sesame oil and half a teaspoon of black pepper. But if you're a big fan of black pepper and you want to get some more heat, you can add up to 1 teaspoon here. It's totally up to you. Everything will be fantastic. Alright, let's plate this up. Place some rice on a serving plate and add a generous amount of our black pepper beef. How does it look? Looks absolutely gorgeous, right? You wanna know how it tastes? Alright, let's call our taste tester.
Claire. 고기랑 야채랑 아주 큼직큼직하게 썰은 데다가 소스에 아주 잔뜩 잘 코팅이 돼가지고 윤기가 나는 게 너무 먹음직스럽다. Let's give it a go! See? It looks nice and glossy. Woohoo! Cheers! 이 조합이 맛이 없을 수가 있나? 언제 먹어도 너무 맛있다. 소스가 약간 짭조름하면서 고기는 육즙이 한가득한데 거기에 아주 아삭아삭한 벨페퍼까지 추가가 되니까 단맛이 이렇게 씹을 때마다 촥촥촥 나와주는 게 너무 맛있어. 이게 소스 자체에서 오는 그 단맛이 아니라 자연스러운 야채에서 오는 그 단맛이 딱 그 맛을 채워주네. 어머나 맛있어. 다른 벨페퍼랑도 먹어봐야 될 것 같아요. 이번엔 초록색! He was calling my name. 윤기가 아주 중요하네. Cheers! 벨페퍼의 종류를 다양하게 하는 게 그냥 단순히 보기에 좋으라고 하는 게 진짜 아니야. 약간 이게 색깔마다 맛이 조금 다르잖아. 그래서 매력 있는 것 같아. 하나 이렇게 집어서 고기랑 같이 추가해서 먹었었을 때 맛을 매번 한 입 한 입 다르게 만들어주니까 그게 재밌네. 이번엔 밥이랑 고기랑 양파까지. Oh my god, it looks divine. Woo! Cheers! 야채랑 밥을 조금 더 추가해줬다고 맛이 훨씬 더 풍부해졌어. 너무 맛있어. 소스가 약간 짭조름하다 그랬잖아. 밥이랑 딱 먹으니까 완벽하게 간이 샥 맞아가지고 너무 맛있어. 그리고 야채 굳이 한 입에 하나 안 해도 돼. 2개씩 넣으면 더 풍부해진다. 너무 맛있다. So good! Hope you guys give it a try and enjoy!
Today, I showed you how to make black pepper beef, one of the easiest, simplest, but the most delicious beef stir-fries of all time. How was it? It is so easy to put together, so you can't really find any reasons not to try this at home, right? So please give this a try. If you do, you'll be surprised by how delicious that is. Alright, this is it for today, and I'll see you next time.